So this footnote is about what I learnt about the roots of jealousy through my experience of polyamory.
Do tell.
So I have been in a relationship with my current partner, nesting partner, for over a decade, which spans from my pre-transition, pre-coming out, through to what now feels like my final form. Me feeling very comfortable in my body.
Yeah.
And a very interesting thing was, like, I had a lot of jealousy in those first few years. We started out as non-monogamous, non-structured, could see other people. And after about 6 months, I was like, I'm not comfortable dating you while we're, like, if you're dating other people. And we went monogamous of a type, like a temporary monogamy sort of thing.
Right.
Like a let's see how we feel. And I just didn't feel open to that for a long time, like to non-monogamy, until I came out. And as soon as I admitted to myself and the world that I was living unauthentically, the jealousy just, like, went away. Straight away, I was just like, oh, I'm jealous because I was insecure that I'm not enough of a woman for him, because I'm not. And in that way, I don't need to be his woman. I'm his man. Wow. And he can go and have his, like, please have women in your life. I mean, I also expected that we would probably break up because he's not generally attracted to men. I am his man, the only one.
So you've got a strict 2-penis policy.
I have thought I'm like, would I be jealous if he was seeing other men? And I'm like, no.
You'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the jealousy didn't have anything to do with him.
Yeah.
The jealousy was to do with me, not dealing with my own shit.
Yes.
And that's why I'm like, you can't do poly if you don't do your own work.
Yeah.
Because if you've got unresolved shit to do with relationship things, it's not going to work. I mean, it wasn't even relationship based. It was just me based. It was just me finding who I am.
Yeah. And that's one way in which jealousy can be such a powerful teacher.
And that's one thing that I've learnt in my self-reflection stage, is when I'm having emotions that are difficult, instead of, like, framing them as this evil that needs to be got rid of, it's an indicator that my body, my self is trying to tell me something needs dealing with. Something is not right and I need to deal with it. Not that this bad.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be like, oh, there's being sad because you got, like, chronic, like, chemical-based depression. Like, the thing you needed to deal with was going to the doctor and getting them to deal with the chemical imbalance. But a lot of the time it's like, oh, I'm sad. Why am I sad? Oh, there is this unresolved issue that I haven't dealt with in regards to it.
Yeah. And this is a good point to just quickly differentiate between jealousy and envy.
Right. Very subtle.
Yeah. How would you differentiate between the two?
I think I'd say jealousy is about something you have. Envy is about something you want.
A way to expand on that definition a little bit in the context of polyamory, as an example, is, like, say you have a nesting partner and they are going off on a date with someone, and you feel a fear that you might lose that person to the other person, that they might go off with that person because they like that person better. The discomfort that you feel in that moment, that's jealousy, right? But let's say that your partner is going off with another person. They're going out dancing, or they're going on a romantic couples vacation for the weekend or something. And the discomfort you feel is like, I want to go out dancing. Oh, I want to go on a cute little couples vacation. Like, oh, I want to do this and that. That's envy.
Yes.
Right? You might look at the experiences your partner is having and say, I want those experiences too. That sounds great. That's amazing. And I'm sad because I don't have those things.
Yes.
But with jealousy, there's something that's making you afraid that you're going to lose them.
Yes. That's quite an important distinction.
Yeah.
Because envy might tell you that you need to speak to your partner about continuing to have romantic dates yourself, because the older your relationship is, the more you often fade out of those romantic gestures.
Yeah.
But jealousy is something you need to bring up with yourself.
Yes. That's when you need to look inside and say, okay, now what is this moment teaching me about what I feel I'm lacking?
Yes.
Assuming everyone's acting in good faith and that your partner's not just being a jerk because,
Yeah.
It might teach you about an insecurity that you've always had that you can't actually take action on.
Yes.
And sometimes you're not aware of it until those uncomfortable feelings come up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it can ignite a change for the better as well.
Yeah, I think all negative emotions have that opportunity to guide you into seeing what you need from others, but also what you need from yourself.
Yes.
And it's important to know which is which, because too often we feel discomfort and place it on someone else when it's not theirs to deal with, or we are leaning on someone too heavily to work out our own internal dilemmas.
Yeah.
Which happens too when you just haven't learnt the tools to self-investigate or self-soothe, to self-reflect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when you need a professional.
That's right. Come
I
see Leslie V Coaching.
There are people out there who are just masters of their mind and can read books and become like a guru.
Yeah.
But I very much need interpersonal connection to work it out. But to make it a fair exchange, I like to pay someone money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Rather than asking for free labor from someone else. And I think that's what a lot of people do in relationships, friendships and energy vampires.
Yeah. Friendships, romantic relationships, these are meant to be two-way relationships. When you are enlisting the help of a professional to deal with these things, this is a one-way relationship in which your story is what's being put in the center. Your story is what's being prioritized. Like when I'm working with clients and they're telling me what they need to express, I'm not sitting there going like, oh, but what about me?
Yes.
And what about my needs? Like, I matter too. But if you pummel your friends over and over and over again with stuff, it can be really exhausting.
And it's super important to have friends that you can sit and have discussions about your personal life and things like that, but you just got to be careful that you're keeping it as a conversation and not a you show.
Yes.
And
not demanding that they perform all this labor for you.
Yes. And I think it's healthy too if you're a friend that or you have a friend that is kind of taking too much of your energy, that you can safely say, hey, I love talking to you about it, but I'm feeling that you need maybe someone to help you explore this more deeply than we can.
Yeah.
And I feel that we're not having very genuine, good connections because it's been too much on this one topic. And a lot of times we don't feel safe to say that with certain people.
Yeah. Especially if they're coming to us because they're feeling vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want to throw... Some people take that rejection as a real huge hit. Well, it's not even rejection, right? It's just like a suggestion that you need to balance the relationship.
Yeah.
And like, not all relationships are, you don't want to make a relationship transactional and keeping count.
Yeah.
But it's like you keep it's almost like a scale in your heart.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to count, but just like holding a gentle scale.
Yeah.
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 From the great wise Meka, who knows everything. just my experience. I give no instruction.
Yeah.
And sorry for all my cracking body in the microphones.
It's all right. It's close to Halloween. It could be like atmospheric sound.
Yeah. Walking at night, I'm worried I'll wake up my partner just from how my knees are.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no. The whole jealousy thing, it's a huge conversation, and it's often one of the most frequent first questions you get from someone when you reveal that you're polyamorous. It's like, oh, but don't you get jealous? So don't just take it from us and our experience about how we experience or have experienced jealousy within polyamorous dynamics. Everyone has a different flavor of how they handle jealousy, but to bottom line the whole thing, it's not something that needs to be avoided. Yes, jealousy can exist in polyamorous dynamics. It's about how you respond to that jealousy and what you learn from it that really matters.
Yes.
Yeah. Mic drop. Ooh, that was a snappy mic. Ooh. All right. Thanks, Meka.
Thanks, Leslie.